Well, good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. This is Elify Sprint Planning, and my name is E.R. Wolf. I'm one of the co-founders here at Elify, and if you're watching this, it's because you are part of the Elify community. And I know this is the week of Thanksgiving. This is November 22nd, 2021. Typically, what we do for sprint planning is we plan out our week, and we think about what are we going to accomplish this week. And this week is no different, although there is a holiday falling in, the Thanksgiving holiday, if you're here in the States. So it's a little bit different and unique of a week. And it's also about a month left till the end of 2021. So this is one of those weeks where I like to step back a little bit and think about a few different things. One, what do I have going on this week that I need to take care of, especially in the limited amount of time, given the holiday coming up? And am I going to check off those items or just let them sit there as we roll into the holiday and into the rest of the year? Number two, what I like to start thinking about is in technology, we call it retrospective, but I like to think about it as an annual retrospective. A lot of us set out at the beginning of 2021, and if you've been following along with these sprint planning series throughout the entire year, you've been tracking along with your own goals and making forward progress. And even each and every week, one of the things I like to encourage people to do is on the Friday of that week, look back on their week and say, did I get all my win list items done? Did I follow up with everybody I need to? Did I do the will, skill, and refill that I needed to pour into myself to get prepared for the following week, etc.? We call those little week retrospectives. In development, we do a 2-week sprint and we do a retrospective at the end where we talk about all of the wins we had along that sprint cycle, where we saw success, but also where we slipped and where we could improve. If you're talking about athletics, this is like your post-game film where you watch the game you just played and you decide, okay, where did we do really well? Where did we accelerate? And where can we improve? And then you come back and you apply those improvements. And in an annual retrospective, I like to think about it in the same fashion. Where did we hit our mark throughout the year? Where did we see great forward progress? Where did we stagnate or fall behind? And identify those areas and room for improvement. Why do I say that? Because I want to also take time as things slow down during the holiday season in Q4 here, with the holiday of Thanksgiving, with Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or whatever you have going on in your life, with the new year approaching. Typically, things slow down. Don't let them slow down for you. Take that as an opportunity to, one, finish strong for what you have going on for the year, independent of the progress that you made. You should always finish strong. Number two, starting to reflect on what progress you made and where were the areas for improvement for the year ahead. And then number three, starting to think about your annual plan for 2022. Do you need to course correct? Where's this falling in alignment with your big, hairy, audacious goals, your BHAGs for the year? What, if you're on track, what is that new goal that you're going to be setting for 2022? And where do you want to improve and where do you want to see forward progress? If you joined us for Friday with the founders last week, I talked about a book. I'm going to be implementing this book as part of a new strategy in my 2022 planning. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and talk about this book, give you guys a link to actually use this book as well if you choose to do so as you plan out the end of the year moving into 2022. One of the things that I like to do is not wait till the last minute, the 11th hour, if you will, to start going through everything. I like to be proactive and start making a plan that keeps me in alignment with my existing plans and strategies moving into the future. For you, that may be the same. For others, it's maybe time to course correct. If you were on the wrong track, it's time to get on to the new track. So one of the books that I know is a very important book to me, I've read it several times throughout this year, and it's a Zig Ziglar book. It's called Born to Win. I'm a big believer in personal development, personal growth, and pouring into yourself. And this is one of my book recommendations and will be my first book recommendation as we close out 2021 and lead into 2022. Why? Well, I think this book is of paramount importance as we roll into the new year. If you're going to be planning for your 2022 and setting out those objections and what you want to accomplish in the year ahead, this is a great book to help you lay down the groundwork and the foundation for doing that. Okay, we want to plan to win. We want to prepare to win. That's the next aspect. And therefore, we can expect to win. And really, you're going to see some of the attributes that I'm going to be implementing in my own planning process that are going to come directly out of this book. I'm also a big proponent of listening audiobooks. Zig would refer to that as audio university or auto university if you're driving around in your car listening to this stuff. There is a link to get this book. If you'd like that and you've never used Audible before, there is an offer for a free month of Audible. I am not an Audible affiliate, although I could and probably should sign up if I'm going to be making those recommendations. Obviously, my information is on here as well. I would love to connect with you and support you in achieving those goals. If you'd like to check out this book, there is a QR code here. You can scan. If you're watching this on your PC, just pull up your phone camera, scan that, and that will go directly to the card that I was just showing you to Zig Ziglar's Born to Win book. So take an opportunity if you need to pause this to pull out your phone and go on ahead and scan that QR code. So guys, with that being said, one of the things I'm going to be doing this shortened, condensed week, I'm going to obviously be going through my win list. What can I accomplish? We're going to be running a short week here at Elify. There is going to be no Elify Q&A training with Kathy tomorrow on Tuesday. This is the opportunity for you to take, if you've allocated that time, and pour into yourself. What type of skills do you need to work on within Elify? Take an opportunity to use that time to play around with the app. Last week, we shared a holiday greeting card for Thanksgiving Kathy put together. There is a code for that template. Consider taking time this week to build out that template and share it out to individuals just to let them know that you're thinking about them during the holidays. Again, anytime you can bring yourself top of mind with your prospects, with your customers, even with your team members, it goes a long way in encouraging people to do business with you. So think about opportunities to infuse yourself into the thought process of others without being so business focused during the holiday season as well. With this short week, again, I will be only going through Wednesday here, obviously a holiday on Thursday, and Friday off for the long holiday weekend. So if you're doing that for yourself as well, take an opportunity to pour in yourself. I love to spend my downtime reading and pouring into myself. This is why I shared the Zig Ziglar book. One of the things that I'm going to go through is I'm going to take that book and I'm going to start listening to it. And I've actually created a little notebook for myself, my Born to Win notebook. And I'm going to go ahead and start writing down quotes that I like, a process that I like, advice that I like, even skills and tools that they talk about within that book that I think can help me accelerate myself forward into 2022. And then I'm going to take an opportunity to spot check where I am on my 2021 goal list, what I need to do to finish the year strong as I plan out this week and execute this week, and where I need to course correct as I plan and prepare for 2022. I'd encourage you to do the same thing. If you are not a planner, this is your opportunity to start to set yourself up for success for the year ahead. And then we're going to go and be relentlessly consistent, not only in finishing the year strong, but as we set ourselves up for the next year. So independent of the category that you fall into, if you're watching this, okay, you're going to fall into one of two categories. You're either in the majority of people who have already started to think about slowing down for the end of the year, taking a break, stepping back, and really enjoying the holiday season. And I see this every year from a majority of people, and that's fine. It's winding down. Maybe you've already hit your numbers. Maybe it's, you're getting ready to travel, etc. Take an opportunity to leverage that time for yourself and to get ahead. I would stress that. Start to make your plans so that you can execute them if you're not going to be actually doing activities that will help you finish the year strong. On the other end of the spectrum, for the small few, the small percentage, let's say the 5% of people who will continue executing and fighting, these are the people who win championships, to be honest. These are the people who have executed their plan throughout the year. They've planned for each week, 1 week at a time, knowing that it all leads up to the big game, if you will, finishing the year strong. And they're on track and on pace to finish the year strong, and they will set themselves up for next year with momentum. And I think that's a big key when you're going into the following year, is to set yourself up where you're actually running as you pass the start line, not standing at the start line waiting for the gun to go off, if you will, and everybody to start the race. And look, there is no hard, fast rule that says you have to wait to the beginning of the year to start working on your goals. Now is a great time as any to start planning for that stuff, and even doing that in parallel with executing on your 2021 plans. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be thinking about what I want on every aspect of the wheel of life to achieve the balance that I'm looking for. I want to take into account my season of life and think about how that might be different from your season of life and where you are on in life journey and what you're trying to prioritize on your wheel of life. And then again, I'd encourage you, take an opportunity to pour into yourself the will, skill, and the refill that I recommend people do consistently over the weekend and throughout the week, almost on a daily basis, providing gratitude or giving gratitude, inspiring and motivating yourself, and doing that on a daily basis so that you can continue to stay in forward progress. You don't want to stagnate. You don't want to slow down. So with all of that being said, as I mentioned, very short week. I want to wish you and everybody in the Elify family a very happy Thanksgiving. If you're celebrating Thanksgiving, if you're international, again, we are thinking and grateful of you and your participation with Elify. And for us here, when we talk about planning, preparing, and expecting to win, during that preparing process, in this book that I've recommended on the Born to Win, you're going to hear about the right skills and the right tools as we prepare to implement our plan. We know here at Elify, as a tool provider, we are only one element of a whole thing that will help you achieve success. This is why we do this stuff. It's not just about learning how to use Shuffle or learning how to set up your tap card so you can quickly and easily share information with people, connect with your customers. It's not always about solely focusing on developing the best mobile networking and marketing tools out there and creating a community of like-minded people. It's also about offering that overall support of success strategies that complement the tools and the skills in order to help you be successful. There is no easy button, and we always stress that. But if you're willing to take the action, put in the effort, learn the skills, and apply them, then the outcome is already set. You're just executing on that plan. Now, if you haven't ever made a plan, this is your call to action. Take an opportunity. Your plan could be something as simple as making your first list of things to do. When we talk about our strategies, we talk about not managing our time. We prioritize it. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. Just some of us are prioritizing our time differently than others. You need to think about where you need to prioritize your time. If you're working on stuff and this is your first time doing it, start practicing that as you lead up through the end of the year. Think about what 3 items, we call them the win list items, what is important right now to get done this week, and then choose 3 of those each and every day to try and tick off the list. Be thinking about how big those items are. You need to be thinking about when you list that item down, a good little tip. If I'm listing an item down on my win list for the day, I will not put it down unless 9 or 10 out of 10, I know I can accomplish it that day, which means typically the size of it needs to be something that I can accomplish. I'm not going to put something down on my win list that's going to take a gargantuan amount of time to get done. Instead, I will break that thing down into sizable chunks that I can achieve and then make sure I'm accomplishing all of those as quickly as possible so that the big item gets done. But if you're not a 9 out of 10 in the confidence level of you achieving that win list item today, you need to break it down or you need to allocate more time for it in order to do that. Why? Statistically, if you're an 8 out of 10 or less, there's a likelihood that you won't get that thing done, that you'll push it back, that you'll avoid doing it. That's why it's important to break these things down. And these are the types of tips and tricks that we want to talk about in these calls together, that we want to share with you on our Monday sprint planning calls, and that we want to invite you to participate with us over here at Elify on Fridays when we do Friday with the Founders, so that we can collaborate together and we can all work collectively as a tribe and as a team and as a community in achieving our individual goals. We are true believers that the high tide will raise all ships, and that Elify, Shuffle, and Tap are just components of that overall greater strategy that we are all working as we live a life by design. And in closing here, really this life by design mentality. When we're talking about the design element, that really is the plan. You can have anything in life that you want if you're just willing, and I truly believe this, to help enough other people get what they want. And if you have an idea of where you're going, a direction that you'd like to go down, you can make a plan and execute that plan to achieve those results. And we're going to invite you to join us, and we're going to go step by step through that process to show you how as we lead into 2022. I'm going to do it personally. I'm going to share more of my personal journey. I'm going to invite you to step in with me, because a lot of the times we forget what it took to get here if you're already there. And part of it is sharing it with others. I am a big proponent of not just giving somebody a fish and feeding them, but teaching them to fish. For me, and I was thinking about this today, Shuffle, Tap, Elify, that's just our fishing pole. There are a lot of other elements that go around learning to fish. But once you've learned that skill set, you can feed yourself for life. So that's what we're inviting you to do. That's what I wanted to share with you today as we go into this short holiday week. I wanted to wish you a very happy holidays, a happy Thanksgiving. And if you need anything, please reach out to us either in the comments here or within the Elify community. With that being said, everybody, I want you to have a wonderful week ahead. If you think somebody could benefit from viewing what you just viewed, I'd encourage you to share this or reshare this information out to them and invite them to join us and come along. It's a lot easier to do things together and collectively, where we can hold each other accountable, even when we're not having the best days, than to try and do stuff on our own. So if you don't have a partner, invite somebody to join you in this journey. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you on the next video. Thanks, everybody. Take care.